Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video here to give you guys a heads up on the best Steam game deals under the price of $10. We did this last week, gonna try to do it every week, and some good stuff on sale for sure today, so let's get right into it. First of all, there is a QuakeCon sale running over on Steam, so you can take advantage of that. A lot of these games I imagine you guys own, but why not go through them? Maybe some of them you don't. A Skyrim Special Edition is $9.99. It's Skyrim. It's an essential game in any library. I was actually just having a conversation with a buddy yesterday, and he was like popping off at how much he dislikes Skyrim, and I was like, bro, how is that even possible? How can people dislike Skyrim? And, you know, he's like a long-time Elder Scrolls fan, like he loved Morrowind and Oblivion, but I digress. Skyrim is one of my favorite games of all time, and I highly, highly recommend it. It's $9.99 for the special edition, $19.99 for the meme anniversary edition, but yeah, I would definitely give that a look. Doom Eternal, $9.99 as well. Excuse me, yeah, $9.99. I was looking at the year one pass, and then you can buy the DLC separately as well. Standard edition is $9.99. Deluxe edition is $17.49. Standard edition for a great first-person shooter, fast-paced, over-the-top, visceral. Doom is one of those games that I love their campaigns. Don't care about the multiplayer or anything like that, but the campaigns of Doom and Doom Eternal I think are fantastic. Would also recommend Doom 2016, of course, so check that out. Next up, we have Slate Aspire, 66% off for $8.49. This is a game that I got like literally at the tail end of it being an early access, and I remember reading about this game and I was like, what is this game? I was like kind of into card games, so I checked it out and then I was just blown away by it. The idea of a roguelike with a card game, that concept just seems so foreign to me, and then I saw it in execution and I played it, and I was like, man, this has a real amount of depth to it, and it's a very addictive game that you can go back and back into, doing all these runs and whatnot. They did a good job of keeping the game updated, and for $8.49, I think this is a great price. I highly recommend Slate Aspire. If you're into card games, you'll really enjoy it, and if you just like games that have depth and strategy to them, Slate Aspire is one you'll enjoy. This price point I think is great. Would definitely check it out. Next up, from our favorite publishers at Ubisoft, Immortal Fenyx Rising, 85% off for $9. So we just heard that the sequel for this game got canned. I wasn't crazy about this game, but everybody I talked to seemed to really enjoy it. Like, I thought the game was fine. I wasn't blown away by it, but I think at $9, if you're a fan of open world action titles, I think you'll have a good time with this. I wasn't a big fan of more of the cartoony look to it. I thought some of the comedy was frankly kind of terrible. But gameplay had some depth to it, and I think for $9, like, it's a game with a sizable amount of content. The Gold Edition is available for $14.99, so I would check it out at that price. Definitely a good buy. Uplay, gonna Uplay. Should say Ubisoft Connect, gonna Ubisoft Connect, but yeah, there you go with that. Deep Rock Galactic, 67% off for $9.89. This is one of the better cooperative titles that you're gonna find. If you want a game to play with friends, Deep Rock Galactic is gonna for sure offer you that. Very replayable and just an incredibly enjoyable game. Again, if you're looking for something to play with friends, this is the one to pick up. Now, there is a sizable amount of DLC content, so, like, I don't know if, you know, that's gonna push you guys away, but base game for $9.89 I think is a good buy. Next up, Dishonored 2, 80% off for $6. There's also the Dishonored Death of the Outsider Deluxe Bundle. That'll get you Death of the Outsider, the expansion, as well as Dishonored 2. That's $12. And then there is a Prey and Dishonored 2 bundle for $10.92, which I think is pretty good as well. Dishonored 2 is a great game. Absolutely loved it. Dishonored 1 as well is fantastic, but Dishonored is one of those franchises that it really sucks that Arcane hasn't done more with it. Obviously, the team that did Dishonored did Deathloop, and that game was really well received, but I think Dishonored 3 is something that we should definitely see, and hopefully it does happen at some point, but Dishonored 2 is great, and strongly recommend it if you're remotely into action stealth titles. You have a variety of ways to play. You have 2 playable characters, so a little bit of replayability. $6 here is a no-brainer. Next up, Max Payne 3, 70% off for $6. Great deal on Max Payne 3. One of those Rockstar titles that's really forgotten about, Max Payne in general, and I mean, at this point, Max Payne 3 is over a decade old, which is wild to think about that Max Payne 3 has been out for over a decade, but you know, time flies. This is a super mature, gritty third-person shooter. Obviously, the bullet time element is a big part of the game, and visuals are still pretty darn good. I'm surprised they haven't, like, remastered this onto next-gen platforms, but given that Rockstar's all about those ports and not remasters, maybe I shouldn't be all too surprised. Nevertheless, $6 for it, I think, is pretty good. Dragon Age Inquisition, 75% off for the Game of the Year edition at $9.99. Pretty good RPG. Would I say this is BioWare at its peak? No, but it's still a fairly compelling RPG, and I think most people people would agree that this was BioWare's kind of their last game that really hit home with people outside of, like, you know, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. But Dragon Age Inquisition I thought was solid. I enjoyed the gameplay. I thought the visuals were really nice. If you're a fan of RPGs, I would still say give this a shot. Obviously, go check out Origins, and even Dragon Age 2. Like, Dragon Age 2 is alright as well, in my opinion, so check that out. Rise of the Tomb Raider is down to $6. Mentioned this in last week's video, but you guys know me. I'm a homer for the Tomb Raider games. Rise of the Tomb Raider is fantastic. Great visuals, in my opinion, the best Tomb Raider game since the reboot, and honestly, probably the best Tomb Raider game of all time. I don't think that's, like, Tomb Raider has never been that great until the reboot, and I think Rise of the Tomb Raider was a substantial improvement upon Tomb Raider 2013, and I thought Shadow of the Tomb Raider kind of faltered in some areas. ROTR is great, though. Good amount of content as well. Definitely a jump up in the content amount compared to Tomb Raider 2013, but for $6, again, great price on that. LA Noire, 70% off for $5.99. Obviously, like, the LA Noire has spawned the one famous meme that I'm sure all of you guys have seen, but LA Noire is a very, very good game. It was very much ahead of its time back in early 2010, and I enjoyed the game. I love the ambiance. I love the setting to the game. Obviously, a lot of the it's ahead of its time element doesn't really hold up in 2023. It was really cool being in 2010 and playing this game. PC version came out after the console version, but I still think the narrative is pretty compelling, and the idea of, like, the detective style gameplay to it, I thought worked out pretty well. $5.99 I think is a good price. Next up, we have DotHack GU Last Recode, 85% off for $7.49. I love DotHack. DotHack is a franchise that I grew up with in the mid-2000s, and I played all of the games on the PlayStation 2. I bought them at obscene prices when they came out. If you don't know, DotHack was always released in these episodic formats, and you had to drop like $40, $50 a pop for each game, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. Here, you get all three of the GU titles, a fourth smaller episode at $7.49. This is a lot of content for your dollar, and I would highly recommend it. Obviously, it shows its age as a PS2 RPG franchise, but, you know, this is uplifted a little bit. Gameplay is solid. Story's really good. Cast of characters is strong. The downside is there's a lot of reused assets and environments, which is kind of lame, but overall, I still think the JRPG series is great, and I would recommend it. And lastly, I want to give a shout to Fez, a 2D platforming puzzler with a great throwback art style. Super, super charming platformer. $4.99 for it, I think, is a great game. Are you going to invest a ton of time into it? Probably not. It's a game that you're going to be done with kind of quickly, but for what you get out of it, it's really solid, and for $4.99, I think this is a really great buy. And definitely, if you want something a little bit more charming, accessible, Fez is going to offer you exactly that, so check it out. That's going to do it for me. As always, links to all of these deals will be in the description box below, so check them out down there. But yeah, Steam running a lot of great deals. Obviously, some of these deals are beaten out on other platforms, but for those of you that are looking to buy your games directly from Steam, these are good options, and you can go check them out. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.